At least until then, I want to open this up. Tom, you had a really fun, interesting story this last week. Let's open this up. Let's hear about the message. A real quick drinking game running across down below. We do have a lot more new subscribers on YouTube, so hey, just kick back, relax. Don't take anything we say serious tonight. We just have a lot of fun on these live shows. We'll say silly things. If we're offensive, sorry. Then I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't have subbed. I don't know. Yeah.
Me and Kay and I are going full commie tonight, so you guys can really pull in the lefty viewers. Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet.
Yeah, nothing less than commie, going full commie. Yeah.
Turning over a new leaf.
Triple commie.
Anyway, so tell us the story here, Tom.
So I do want to tell the story. If I can, I do want to say I know that there's people from my community in the comments. There's y'all's people, Kay's people might be jumping in. I want to start off by saying, like, I think that most everybody, I know my community has all seen these videos. They know these people. They know who we're talking about. I really don't want anybody like going and harassing them or trolling them in their comments or anything. If that comes from my community, I will definitely start banning people. Like, I do not want to be the guy with like a toxic community going out. I want to tell the story. I want to, I want to be able to tell everybody without there being some sort of blowback. I hope that you guys are all on board with that, with your communities as well. I don't think that you guys want that either. So
absolutely not. None. Yeah. I've never been one to enjoy, like, I enjoy a good troll once in a while, but not like that, not like a personal attack because of something along those lines. So Justin Chris, your little debate, laugh my ass off. That was great. So Justin knows what we're talking about.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. So it started off where I think I was on a show with Justin, like, and I was just live streaming playing Among Us with a bunch of them, and we're all just sitting around drinking, talking, playing Among Us, just hanging out. And I got invited onto another show on Twitch, and so I jumped off and I jump in, and as soon as I get in, I look up and I realize, oh, this girl was just in my comments, like on YouTube a couple weeks ago, and she's on the show with me right now. So they introduced me. They're like, hey, Tom, thanks for coming. What's going on? And I was like, well, actually, I just realized Jane the Message was just in my comments last week, upset about the way I had said something about autism. And so we talk about that for a minute. We explained that I was misinformed. I apologized in the comments and on the show. And then, but the video that she was commenting on was about abortion. So then they immediately veer into her thoughts on abortion. And I end up, defending my views. And then more and more people keep jumping onto the show until eventually it is 10 lefties versus me. I'm literally sitting right in the middle of this panel of people, with all of them like coming at me from every direction. And it was really just a mess. Like, it really was. Like, it was.
Yeah, there was a few moments where I was waiting for a rabble.
Yes, I loved it. Like, me personally, this is like, it's what I dream of. Like, I just, that is as good as it gets.
10 lefties? Is that what you just said?
I was about to say 10 lefties versus Tom. So it was a panel of 11 lefties. Man, it was great. No, I can. I can. But no, actually, you did defend a lot of your positions quite well in that, sir. There was a couple of them where when I was watching, it's like, oh, I would have argued it like that, or I would have done it. But you were 10 on 1, so you kind of had to just take them as you could. So it was still a valiant effort on your part, sir.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he's messaging me on Twitter like, where are you? I'm in a 10-1 debate. And I'm like, sleeping? It's midnight. I need to leave.
I'm like, get over here. Help me out. them with their identity politics, they kept saying stuff like, we need more women to come on to the show and represent women in this because we're talking about abortion. So women need to be on here having this conversation. So I'm like texting Kay, like, get your butt over here. What are you doing? Like, so the next day, as Phil said, there were like lots of spots where I could have made better arguments. It was heated. We were screaming and yelling at each other at a lot of different parts. I'm proud of the way that I held it overall. Like, I watch back and I think, dang, dude, how did I remember his argument from so far back? Like, how was I able to remember that this guy said that and this person said that and like piece it all back together, an hour later when they start bringing up stuff, changing what I said and changing what they said. And I was able to remember it and call them out on it. Like, I was happy with the way that it went overall. I did screw up some parts. I was factually wrong in a couple of parts. So the next time I live streamed, me and Kay went on, we wanted to do a debate review. So we do this live stream, we pull up the entire debate and we're watching it and we're stopping it and pausing it and going over like, okay, this person's, arguing in bad faith, or this person's straw manning, or this is what I should have said in that moment, or this is the better argument, or like we would just keep pausing and talking about it. And anytime I'm in a debate, like I normally do debate reviews, I've done the same with Phil. I think we had a gun debate and I did the gun debate review, and I normally try to bring on an objective third party to come and help with the review so that I'm not just sitting there talking about how great I am the entire time. And so Kay came on, we did this. And while we're reviewing this debate, Jane the Message and a guy named Josen, who were both in the first debate, pop into the comments, and Jane is saying, can I come on and defend myself? And so we're like, yeah, sure. Go. There's a link in the Discord. Go click the link. So they jump on. She jumps on. Then all of a sudden, Josen jumps on. We didn't invite him. Like, he just popped in out of nowhere. I don't know how he got a link. I don't know where, but it was fine. I was cool with it. Like, we were talking about them. We were talking about their arguments. So I wanted them to be able to come on and defend themselves.
And then
so
the shit show ensued.
Yeah, it went bad pretty quickly, and it didn't make sense. The arguments that were being made, they didn't make sense. They were it wasn't productive until pretty much everybody left, and it was just me and Josen left at the end. And the two of us have a very productive conversation, a very like deep philosophical conversation about what is personhood and where do your axioms start to lead you to a position like pro-life or like pro-choice. I don't think I made this clear, but I was taking the pro-life position in all of these debates. And so anyways, so I have them on. We have the conversation. Me and Josen have a great conversation. I turn this into a separate video after the live stream ends and just post it by itself with just me and Josen having a conversation. And the title of the video is Conversation with Josen about Personhood, or Philosophy of Personhood. Within a couple of days, Jane starts messaging me saying, hey, dude, not cool. You put us on YouTube. That's not okay. You have to ask permission if you want to put us on YouTube. And I was like, what are you talking about? We were streaming on YouTube when you came on my show. Like, you put yourself on YouTube. I didn't put you on YouTube. She's like, no, Josen's upset that you edited a video and put that on YouTube. And now I'm realizing that all the other things you were also streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So you need to take all of that down. So I messaged Josen and I'm like, yo, is this for real? You want me to take this video down? He's like, yeah, I feel as though you represented this unfairly. You called it a debate and it wasn't a debate. I thought it was just a conversation. I didn't sign up for that. And I didn't know that we were on YouTube. It's your responsibility to tell us that you're streaming on other platforms. And I'm like, what do you mean? You guys asked to come on my show. I'm supposed to stop the show midstream and be like, okay, here's your waivers, guys. Here's all of the information. This is
Which, real quick, everybody, did you get your waiver for tonight?
I was just gonna ask. I was just gonna ask.
Mine hasn't come in the mail yet, guys. So
Chicken, you can't put me on YouTube.
Son of a bitch. That sucks.
We're only posting
Well, I was gonna
fans,
say-
is what I heard, right?
Oh
yeah,
only
it's
right?
only
Okay.
fans tonight.
the
and
audience
that's it.
usually has to. The audience usually has to sign a waiver when they view just the beauty that is the face of Phil k.o.e. It's so much. It can actually harm the retinas if it's viewed just unadulterated. So yes, we do have to have the audience sign waivers here at the Dog and Chicken Show, but no, nothing like that for any guests. So.
Well, and that's the thing is that literally, if I wanted to have people sign waivers, I would literally have to have the audience sign waivers too, because their comments are popping up on the screen the entire time with their names and everything, right?
Yep.
So, like, I would have to, especially like somebody who has their face in their picture, in their profile picture, like, you know, I would have to have them sign waivers to show their likeness, to show their comments, like. And Jane was saying things like, I was like, but this is my property. Like, you came onto my show. I recorded it. You knew you were on my show. That's all you need to know. Like, that's it. It doesn't matter what platforms it's going to. All you need to know is you are on my show. It is being recorded. Everything after that, it is now my property. I can do whatever I want with it. If I choose to split it up into a bunch of different videos and put it on YouTube, I can do that. But I hold the position that anybody who ever asks me to take down content with them in it, I will do that. I will always do that. If you don't want it up, I will take it down. I'm out of town right now. This is on like Wednesday. I said I'm out of town right now. When I get back on Friday, I was at a wedding. So I said I will take it all down as soon as I get back to my computer. But I'm like, but just so you know, this isn't how this is done. Somebody provides you a platform. You ask to come onto their show, and then you start making demands of them when they're promoting you. They're promoting your show. They're allowing you a platform to defend your thoughts and defend your ideas and get exposure. And you make demands of me. That seems ridiculous. You are asking a lot. But again, with that said, I will take it down. Josen and Jane the Message both block me as soon as I say that. Okay? I said it to both of them. They both block me
I
immediately.
didn't know that.
Okay?
Oh no!
I go to sleep, wake up.
We got
Thursday
a couple
morning.
of Karens on your hand.
Yes, wake up
Wow.
Thursday morning. All 3 videos have been reported and taken down off of YouTube.
Oh,
Yep.
motherfuck. So,
In a way,
so
Tom, like
it's
I
Karen's
told you
in
that, like,
and Karen the message.
yeah, Tom, I think I was flipping you a little shit in the chat about this whole thing because I was like, that's why I stick away from certain groups of folks. Like sometimes you can just tell that they just have no good intentions on anything, and I was like, man, that's why introduced you as Tom, the glutton for punishment pinion. It's like,
Did they just not represent themselves well? Is
They-
that why they're asking to take it down?
No, because both of them said, I stand behind all of my arguments. Because normally I hold the position that I will take anything down in case, one, you feel as though you didn't represent yourself well, or you thought like you said something that you just don't want out there anymore. Fine. Like, I don't want to be the person to like hurt you. So I will take that down. Or 2, you feel as though I dishonestly represented you. Then again, I am willing to take it down. They didn't have either one of those problems. They stream on Twitch. They don't want to be on Facebook or YouTube. So that was their entire issue, is we just don't want to be on YouTube. So take us down.
I don't get that.
They do
No.
realize the internet, right? It doesn't disappear. Like, I don't know.
Well, my issue
Yeah.
was too is like Tom's first interaction with Jane was in a comment section on YouTube on one of the videos that we did. Like, she knew that Tom's show was active on YouTube. If that was a concern, that should have been brought to our attention before she
immediately.
even came on the stream, because she knew that we were on YouTube.
And that's what I said to her. I was like, dude, if you guys hold these weird niche rules for yourselves where you just don't go on YouTube or something like that, that's on you to tell me. Don't act like it's on me to tell you. I didn't invite you on my show. For people that I invite on my show, I have a video that I send them. And they watch the video where I explain to them what the show's going to be like, the sort of things that we're going to talk about, the fact that I'm going to cut these up into different videos and put them out later. I go over all of this stuff in a video, but they asked to come on midstream in my comments. So, and one of them wasn't even invited on. Josen, I don't want to sound like I didn't want him on. I was happy that he came on, but I didn't invite these people on. They just came. And the thing is, so they went to I said, if you'd like to come on, there's a link in my Discord, right? They're asking to come on. And I said, there's a link in my Discord. So go to my Discord. When you go, and for any of you who use the same streaming website that I use, there are 2 pictures on the link. A Facebook picture and a YouTube picture where it says streaming live. There's no Twitch picture. There's no Twitch picture.
Can you expound on that? I'm not quite sure what you're getting at here. I'm just saying.
So are you saying that they should have known if they paid attention?
Yeah, you're implying that people understand logos and common sense, and that's dude, that's so
blue thing with the F. That's Facebook.
Yeah,
Justin mentioned he believes it's a partner thing. Whoever runs the channel with Twitch, it's just I thought about that too. That would have to imply that they might be like a more high level. I've seen high level streamers on Twitch have that concern and that issue with YouTube. I don't think either of them are that.
They don't. Jane has been very open about how she has just started streaming on Twitch. She's an activist for bringing awareness to autism, specifically like women with autism, because it's such an under-researched issue. She just started streaming on Twitch. She does music, and I believe she does that through Twitch as well, because she has some weird aversion to YouTube, but she's very new to the internet.
She does have a YouTube channel. And that was one of the things that I mentioned to her when she was saying, like, you can't just put me on YouTube without my permission. And I was like, well, you have to understand, you're on Twitch and on YouTube. I was streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. I know that you have already signed the what is it, the policy stuff, I can't
end user license agreement or
terms of service. Yes, you signed the terms of service. So therefore, you understand that once this is streamed, this is my property to do with as I like. And like, she's like, you don't own my voice or my face. You cannot own my likeness or the things that I say. Are you kidding me right now? And she was very aggressive the whole time, like in the comments. And I was just being like, I'm sorry again. Like, I don't mean to offend you. Like, I'm going to take it down. I'm only trying to explain to you as somebody who's not new to this, as somebody who has been doing this for a while, who has a successful podcast platform. I can tell you, I have had this policy for over 2 years as to the fact that I will take any content down if somebody asks me. And hundreds of guests later, you and Josen are the first people to ever ask me to take something down, and you're not even asking me to do it because of of one of the reasons that I offer this for. So anyways, they blocked me. The next day I wake up, all my videos are taken down. Now, one video was the only one that mattered, and it was the live stream where me and Kay are reviewing the debate, because one, the conversation with Josen about about philosophy, or about the philosophy of personhood, that was at the end of that live stream. And we are reviewing the entire debate that they also had taken down. So all 3 videos are packed into one live stream. That was all that mattered. That was all that I really needed. The other 2 could disappear because everything is in that one video. So I appealed. And I was telling them again, I will take this stuff down. I will do this. No problem. Let me get home. Let me get back from this wedding. I will take it all down. But no, they chose to go the legal route. And I text Kay and I said, all right, this is war. I told them I would take this down. And they chose to not allow me to take it down, and they had it taken down for me. So if they want to appeal to YouTube, I will appeal to YouTube. And so I sent YouTube an appeal, and I said, hey, look, this is my property. They knew that they were coming on a live stream. I show them the comments where they asked to come on. I show them the link that they click on where it has, and you can pull up the share if you want to. I show them the picture of this duck where it has a YouTube link and a Facebook link right there. They're both right there. They had to click on this freaking thing. There's no Twitch link. They thought I was only streaming on Twitch, but the two pictures are right there. So
I love how you got my comment right at the top. I was watching that feminist was coming at you hard.
Yeah, so I appeal.
So Tom has declared war. He put his foot down. The foot has been put down.
Well, and everybody the whole time, they're like, dude, I would never take this stuff down. And I kept saying, like, look, it's just like it's a policy, personal thing that I hold. Like, if somebody asks me to take it down, I just take it down. Like, it sucks. I'm upset about this. I put a lot of work into these videos. I put a lot of work into the stuff that I do. It is very upsetting to know that I have to lose.
Oh, yeah, that's annoying.
All of this content. Okay. But once they did this and they decided instead of appealing to me, they were appealing to YouTube, then I thought, okay, then I will also appeal to YouTube and I will leave it at that. And so I appealed. I said, this is my content. I showed them the picture that they clicked on. It has Facebook and YouTube on it. I showed them the comments where they're asking to come on the show. I show them on the show reading comments that say YouTube on the comment. And I say, they know we're live streaming. They know we're on YouTube. They had to have known this stuff. I'm not hiding it from them. Like, I wasn't being, a devious. Like, I wasn't trying to hide anything from them. They asked to come on and I let them come on. And now they're trying to take my content down. And then, as far as legality and things like that, I said, this is my property. I do own the rights to this. I recorded it. This is all on my hard drive. This is, I have a YouTube copyright on this. So this is my property. And they reinstated the live stream and it is back up and it will stay up. It is not going anywhere. So,
just out of principle at this point because of all this.
If they were just going to appeal to me, it would have all been taken down today and that would have been it. It would just all be gone. And I would have been upset about it and that would have been it. But they chose not to appeal to me. They chose to block me and then appeal to YouTube instead. And I said, okay, if we're not appealing to me anymore, if we're appealing to YouTube instead, then we will allow YouTube to make their decision and we'll stick to that. And that's what we're doing. So
can I
saying the flowers?
Can I see if we can get a vote here and see if Tom gets a whole new nickname?
I do want to say this is completely with me as well. This had nothing to do with Kay. Kay's like right. Kay, this was all with me. Kay is friends with some of these people. Like, this was definitely not her. It should not reflect on her whatsoever. It was just with me that they had an issue, and it will only be with me that they have an issue. I hope that this does not reflect on you in any way, Kay.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the reason why Jane was even in Tom's comment section is because the channel that he went on Twitch, I do a show on there regularly. Prime Case, he does a all-female stream on Tuesdays, and I go on there once or twice a month, and Jane is on there regularly. So she found Tom through finding my social media after going on there, and I have a lot of respect for what she does. She's a very, very passionate person. I love that she's trying to build a platform, trying to bring awareness to autism. I think it's a great thing, and I still have a lot of respect for her. The last time I was on that stream, I did briefly, like in passing, mention that I was a pro-life activist, and the mood of the stream turned very quickly. It's always very, very respectful. People can get very, very passionate, but it doesn't usually get heated. But Jane and another guest on the stream got very, very heated and had an exchange kind of between the two of them about like abortion and being pro-choice, and like it felt like the energy had shifted quite a bit. And then whenever I woke up the day after and I had seen that Tom had been messaging me that he was on his channel and doing an abortion debate, I immediately went and tried to watch it. But whenever I saw that Jane was on, I did get a little bit worried because I noticed that this was one of those topics that was very, very triggering for her. Like the minute that I brought up being pro-life, or the minute that abortion is brought up, her demeanor changes very, very quickly. It's just something that like it makes her very, very angry very, very quickly. And that's like what Tom was saying is whenever she came on our stream, it wasn't productive at all because it seemed like she came in already defensive and already like fists flying. Like she didn't really want to have a debate. She wanted to clarify her stance, and it was kind of be like, this is how it is, and this is just bottom line and factual, and that's it. And if you don't agree with me, you're misogynistic and you hate women and you want women to die. It wasn't a productive conversation at all. I tried to kind of like eat myself out of it, but I will say, and I will just defend this, like whenever you go and report somebody's content, you're putting them at risk of losing their entire channel. And I don't think that it was okay. I think it was a very, very immature and low move to make, because like she is on YouTube and she has to know how like the strike policies work and how reporting policies work. Like you don't put somebody at risk of losing their entire platform, especially whenever he already offered to take down the content that you didn't want up there.
Yeah.
Here, here.
Well said.
Here, here.
I'll say I get the sentiment that Kay was talking about, because when I went back and watched it, and what turned me off and this is just in life in general, when somebody says, stop saying that, please. That's not a request. That's a demand. And obviously there's an emotional trigger there. And she did that repeatedly in that debate. Now, or I was just like, that's not a way to debate people. That doesn't work.
It wasn't a debate. It was her saying, this
it's her clarifying what she wants you to do.
Yes, she's saying this is how it is, and this is how you need to have this conversation from now on. And to me, like we were like other people came in, Layman came in, and he starts like trying to explain to her like we need to like define terms though, like we need to get into the philosophical aspect of this. And she's like, define terms. You know what a baby is. Don't ask me. You know what a person is. Don't ask me what a person is. What do you mean? And it's like that's not how you have these conversations. Like you don't just say like you know what it is. Like you have to actually define terms here. And that's why I was really happy with the conversation that I had with Josen. And I was kind of upset when she said, like, Josen wants to have it taken down. So I messaged him personally and said, like, hey, is there anything that I can do to change your mind about this getting taken down? Like, I feel as though this is a very productive conversation. My audience, I feel, will benefit from being able to watch this conversation. I had good views. It ended up number 1 out of 10 out of my last 10 videos in views within 3 days. And it did really well. And I was upset that I was going to have to lose this video. And so I told him, I said, I will take out whatever you want me to take out. Like I will fix whatever you want me to fix. And his reasoning was, 1, you didn't tell me I was going to be on YouTube when you live streamed, so that needs to be taken down. 2, you posted a video without my permission with me in it and put my name in the title without asking me. Now I did look for him. I don't feel as though I'm obligated to tell people, but I did look for him and try to tell him before I posted it. I normally do that. And then 3, he said that it was represented as a debate. And that's the part that I like. That is just dead wrong. It just is. Like, it is objectively wrong. the name of the title of that video was Conversation with Josen About Personhood. That was the title of the video. So like, there's no way they can think that this was presented as a debate. It get like in no way. It's literally says there are other videos that say debate Tom 1 on 10 about abortion or debate review. But this one said conversation with Josen. That seemed pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
You're trying to understand the logic behind their reasoning. The problem here is there is no logic
I was about to say,
behind
now,
our
Tom,
move.
if I may, I was just about to get to that, Tony. I think it might boil down to the fact that they might just not like you. They don't like what you stand for. They don't like what the positions you take. And so they want to try and make it as hard for you as they possibly can. Don't ever discount that as a possibility.
I don't know, because at the end of the stream, we all say to each other, like, we're all very cordial. We had the conversation. They said, they're like, look, I disagree with your position, but I feel as though you really do care about life. I feel as though you really do care. And this is odd for like this is what Jane said. She's like, this is odd for me because I never feel like somebody who's pro-life actually cares about life. So she's like, I commend your caring and that you feel so strongly about this. And she's like, I've appreciated the way that you've kind of had the conversation about autism and like the respectful way that you approached it. And so if at any time you want to come on my stream and have more conversations about this and really like help get the word out, like I would love to have you on my show. And Josen's like, yeah, dude, I love having like philosophy conversations and I love getting into this stuff. So anytime you want to come on my show, love to have you on. I was like, yeah, you guys are always invited on here, like open door whenever you want to come on. I'd be happy to have you. I enjoy these conversations. I enjoy debates. I enjoy philosophy. So please, whenever you want to, just let me know and we'll have you back on. That's the way that live stream ended. And then afterwards, it changed very suddenly.
So every one of their shows, they said their guests a waiver.
I don't know. I don't know. And she even said, I asked her, I was like, so you were on Prime K.o.e last week. Did you sign a waiver for that? She's like, no. And it's a problem. And I've told him that too. I'm like, oh, okay, you told him that, but you didn't make him take down all of his freaking videos. She's like,
did you report his YouTube videos?
She said, no, because it's on Twitch. It's not on YouTube. I'm okay with being on Twitch because the videos expire, but on YouTube and Facebook, the videos are there forever.
That's the same logic.
The videos go away. They just magically go away.
They do.
That's the same logic as
sending
tit pics through
Snapchat. That's assuming that person
message.
doesn't record them.
Well, and what I told Tom was like, yeah, okay, the video expires on Twitch, but there's nothing to stop people from screen capping it. Like, you can do so much anonymously through the internet. Like, you're gonna track down like somebody anonymously, like screen capping a clip of you on a Twitch debate and sharing it on any platform. Like, you're gonna track down some anonymous Twitter user that posted a clip of you and like sue them or something for having like your content on Twitter where you didn't want to be. Like, this is the internet. Whenever you willingly go on any live stream on any platform, even if it doesn't even save at all, like as soon as the live stream ends, it's just gone. Like, there's nothing to stop people from screen recording it and sharing it to wherever they want to. This is the internet, and the internet, once it's on the internet, it's never really gone.
If you use a third-party streamer, StreamYard, Ecamm, any of those, you use a third party, you're recording the whole show. And not through Twitch or not through YouTube or not through any of those. So the idea that, that I'm just on Twitch this time, I mean, that could easily change.
Yeah,
hair looks good tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
Tony
sir.
and I got to figure out who's running everything. I'm gonna put.
I know we both get like the
I'm gonna put
same
the mouse
idea at the same time, and
I'm gonna put the mouse down.
And so I do think that there's a broader conversation to be had here about
stupid people.
No,
Bam. All right, let's talk about it.
About
I
consent.
caught Kate mid-drink. That was good.
about consent, about what you do when somebody asks you to take something down, about what situations you feel as though it is necessary to take something down. But the way the conversation ended with me and Jane the message was me like explaining to her in the end, just saying like, hey, look, I'm going to take it down. I don't want you to feel as though I'm arguing with you. Josen kept telling me that I was making excuses for why I was refusing to take it down. And I was like, dude, I sent him screenshots. I'm like, look, I keep telling her I'm going to take it down. But I was like, but as somebody, because she kept saying, as somebody who's new to this business, new to streaming and stuff like that, I just don't feel comfortable with this. And so I said, as somebody who's not new to this, I need you to understand, this is highly unprofessional. This is highly irregular.
Oh, you set her off with that one.
And
that's what broke the camel's back right there.
Whatever.
You told her she needs to understand.
Whatever.
Mansplaining.
Whatever. I was like, so with that said, I said, so with that said, I am, very open to having people on and allowing them to share their ideas. You guys asked to come on, and I granted you that platform. Next time, it will be a hell no. You cannot come on my freaking show. And yes, and she said there will be no next time. I'm blocking you literally everywhere, bruh, and then blocked me on Twitch.
And Tom is now canceled.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, you know what? You probably saved my butt. Because that femme panel that I go on, they had been Prime had been kind of insinuating that maybe we might get into the abortion topic eventually, and it's like all of his other panels, it's me being like somewhere in the middle and everybody else being super progressive, and so you probably saved my ass from having to deal with it.
Well,
let's be serious. This woman wants to have a platform, right? Like, she wants to talk about autism. She wants to be, essentially famous, right? She wants to be, what do they call those? Influencer, right? She wants to be an influencer on this subject, but then she wants to limit herself to Twitch.
She said that she feels as though Twitch is more progressive and that YouTube has a lot more right-leaning people to where they're going to attack her, harass her, things like that.
It's just silly. That's just silly.
So,
you're limiting your reach.
Yeah.
You're limiting your reach. That's dumb.
Well, not only limiting your reach, but limiting your thought. Like you're only echo chambering at a certain point.
I'm a right-wing person. I can get on my phone and sign on to Twitch. It's not that fucking hard, actually. I don't know if you know this. Yeah, I can actually get on to Twitch.
Is he on the Discord server yet?
In her defense,
yes, I just got it yesterday. I just got it fucking yesterday. So yes,
oh dear, Phil's on Discord now. Everybody run.
Yes.
In her defense,
the platform may never be the same.
It took him a year and a half to join Facebook, so we're getting there.
Sorry, in her defense, my chat was very uncharitable to them. They were. And I kept telling them, guys, y'all got to chill. Like, calm down. Allow us to have this conversation. And I feel as though she saw this and felt as though I just have a far right-wing chat that is not willing to listen, not willing to explore these ideas, not willing to allow it to seep in. And so, like, I told her, I said, look, she said, as somebody who's non-conforming looking, as somebody who just doesn't look like a right-winger would expect them to look, I feel as though I could easily get attacked by this. And I said, I was like, look, I promise you, like, my community is very accepting of trans communities, non-conforming communities, all of these things. And I personally take this as a responsibility to protect anybody who comes onto my show. And I can guarantee you that, like, if somebody does for some reason harass you or attack you, like, I would take care of that personally. That shouldn't be on you to have to deal with. And that's when she felt as though I was making excuses, and she heard that as, I'm not going to take these videos down. I will just protect you instead. And that's not what I was saying. I was saying that, like, just in general, that's the way that I feel about this situation.
If
but
you're going to get in the political arena, you need thick skin.
Yeah. Well, and I struggled with that argument anyway, because like she found you because of me. And like, okay, I look pretty like tempered down right now, but like 2020 was the year I started streaming with Tom. My hair's been every color of the freaking rainbow
she said it, drink.
Here. Like my hair was short, cut in a very similar style to hers. Like if she was worried about like her appearance being an issue, like I don't buy that argument, because she found your channel through me, and we have very, very similar looks.
Again, I don't think that her issue was my community specifically. I think her issue is YouTube in general. She feels is very right-leaning, and she's not wrong. She's not. Like, you look at the biggest channels on YouTube, it's Ben Shapiro, it's
Steven Crowder.
It's Dave Rubin, who's Tim Pool.
K.o.e.
Yes, they have it is right-leaning.
Wait, Tim Pool's not a righty.
And then you go to Twitch and
I
you
was going to say that. Is Tim Pool and Dave Rubin are righties? Really?
Yes, they are righties. But yes, and then if we,
right of you, maybe.
Hold on. Well, let me make my point.
They're not a quadruple commie.
Tim Pool might be to the right of you, but Jesus, no, he's not a righty.
You go to Twitch, and the biggest content creators are Hassan, their Destiny,
Hassan's so bad.
The Surfs, like they are all left-leaning people that and that, like, it is true. Twitch is a much farther left-leaning platform, and YouTube is a much farther right-leaning platform. That's just the way it is, and she's not wrong in that aspect. I just feel as though my community specifically, the whole idea is to challenge your thoughts, challenge your beliefs, challenge the way you think about things. So I feel as though we approach these things a little bit differently than the way her preconceived notions would say that we do, just because we're on YouTube, or even Facebook is even farther right than YouTube is. So I just feel as though like she's got a lot of preconceived notions about these things, and I wanted to just kind of like, give her ease to be able to come back at another point.
Tom, the way I see it, it's almost like beta testing, right? Is whether it's a game or software or whatever it is, you're sitting there and you're trying to poke holes in everything until it falls apart and you know how to fix it, or you throw it away and start over. And that's kind of how some of our shows have been, whether it be on your show, my show, or other ones that anybody happens to go on. Sometimes we're beta testing people with ideas, and when it doesn't hold water anymore, they have to be kind of thrown aside and you start over. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a little separation. If it ends the way it did, that's a little unfortunate, of course, but if there's unprofessionalism at the end of the day, you don't want it. That's what the beta testing of conversation and ideas is for.
I guess I enjoy making connections with other streamers. I enjoy making connections with other content creators. I enjoy the networking aspect of all of this. I enjoy having them on my show. I want to go on their shows. Like I enjoy that part of it. And so I truly, like, even though the entire time I felt she was still being very aggressive and very childish, I still did my best to make sure that we were still cordial, that I was still leaving that door open. And then in the end, like, I was just so sick of it that's when I was like, look, the next time you ask to come on my show, the answer is going to be hell no, and just left it at that.
You just can't be reasonable with unreasonable people, and you can't be logical with illogical people. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's nice that you tried,
Yeah.
It is, and honestly, I'm about 90 episodes into my podcast. I've never asked or got given a waiver. I've been on multiple shows. The waiver thing is just ridiculous. You're going to be on whatever platform they decide. So, it's part of getting on shows and trying to widen your reach. So it's absolutely silliness. And, after 90 episodes, and I just, that person's just completely unreasonable. Completely.
And speaking of which, check out Dad's Worldwide.
Please.
Yes.
But if I meant to say,
Yes.
Tom, if someone asked me to take something down, I absolutely would. So I'm with you. I mean, it's just to not do it is unreasonable. But
I want people to feel comfortable in the future. I want anybody else who might come
back. Yeah.
Yes, and not even just them. I don't want word of mouth to get out. That's where if somebody says, "Hey, I didn't want this up," and he refused to take it down. Like, I want to make sure that I am a good host to anybody who chooses.
Triple
to come
commie
on
left up my video. I told him
So
to take it down. Not cool.
Has your stance on cancel culture changed at all yet?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't exactly.
I was about to say, Tom. I mean, by your own Facebook post, you said that cancel culture is an expansion of free speech. Tom, don't you feel your free speech expanding by the very moment? Sorry, I've been holding that one for a while.
I'm biting him in the ass right now.
Yeah, Tom, I didn't get that waiver signed. I'm gonna need that back.
That face, Tom.
No, I don't feel.
Tom's like, son of a biscuit.
I don't think this is part of cancel culture. I think this is a lot closer to deplatforming than it is cancel culture, and I do think that the two are separated. Yeah, definitely, for sure. So normally deplatforming has.
Oh God! Don't get him started.
Normally, deplatforming has.
We don't have another hour on this topic.
I can do it in 10 seconds. Deplatforming has to do with like Facebook or YouTube or the platform choosing to take you down, whereas cancel culture is a group of people choosing to make such a ruckus about you to where you end up losing your spot in society.
And the internet is a series of tubes.
Yeah.
I've often contended that that's a distinction without a differ's. That's been my contention for it.
Cancel culture.
That one leads to the other, so there are aspects and elements of the others. So the Venn diagram between the two is a lot closer than.
Yeah, I think that you can get canceled and deplatformed, but you can get canceled without being deplatformed. Like somebody like Blair White is getting canceled right now as we speak, and she's not.
What'd she do now?
She had it was about a month ago. It's just getting worse, but she had something where she said that a trans woman was competing in women's events, which she wasn't. She was still competing.
She outright lied in that video, and she deserves all the hate that she's getting because she was such a dumbass.
She really was. She didn't do her research. She really screwed up that one, and she just
wasn't even like that. She didn't do her research. She intentionally misled her audience to believe that Janae was competing in women's sports. Like she capped a screenshot of Janae's Instagram post and intentionally like cropped out the section of the caption where she talked about how she wasn't ever going to compete against biological women. Like she intentionally misled her audience, and Janae got weeks and weeks and weeks worth of death threats and horrible hateful messages sent to her and her family because of what Blair did.
Yeah, it was bad.
Probably should have got a waiver to use her screenshot.
Oh,
yeah,
brother.
Definitely.
But that's the thing. So, like, consider this. This is the way I thought about it, and this is the way I explained it to most people who said, like, well, no, if you do have their face on there, don't you have to, like, get their permission? I said, look, if I'm walking down the street and I tell somebody, I said, hey, come stand here and do an interview with me real quick. As long as they understand that I'm recording, that's it. Like, that's all I need. They understand that it is recording, that the tape that's in the camera is my property, and that's the end of it. 2, we see lawsuits all the time about things like fair use, right? And the fair use laws are normally when somebody like, who's the famous girl that everybody hates on Twitch? I can't remember her. Pokimane. When Pokimane gets upset about her content being on somebody else's channel, she always tries to use fair use laws. She doesn't say, that's my face, that's my likeness, I did not give them permission, therefore they have to take it down. Because because it never gets taken down. She always tries to sue them within the fair use laws, and it never works. She loses every single time. If it was that simple, that's just what everybody would do. They'd just be like, oh, that's my face, so therefore they have to take it down. But nobody ever does that because it's not a thing.
She hands out waivers. All right, wrap up.
Welcome to the Dog and Waiver Show.
Yeah, the Dog and Waiver Show. Any other wrap this one up, and we got to get the death pool, and then we got to start talking about the year that was.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, I've decided that I don't want to be on your YouTube channel anymore. So I request that any video that you have on your channel with me in it has to now be taken down.
Damn.
I never invited your butt on anyways. You just show up every freaking time. I didn't want you on my freaking channel.
Meanwhile, Tom lost half of his content.
Yeah, it looks like every video.
It's funny because like those of you who use TikTok and you know how that whole shit works, there's the option to duet with a video if they allow it, which is literally just a click of a button. If you post a video and you click the allow duet,
yes,
you are allowed to take that video side by side with one of your own and react to it, or duet with it. And I did that earlier, just fucking around, and I got more likes and subscribes than I've ever gotten in like the year I've had the stupid app. But it's just that simple. Just a click of a button is that consent.
That's the thing. That's one of the things that I chose not to mention to her. Is I was gonna say, like, other channels clip some of my stuff and put it on their channels as well. Sometimes like we stream to other platforms. Like your stuff literally within the couple of days that it's been up could be all over YouTube by now. And like half the time I don't know if people clip my stuff and like argue against it or something like that. I just don't find it. I never see it. So like it could be literally everywhere. I didn't tell her that, but I know of other platforms where this stuff is just out there.
She'll find out the hard way.
So yeah, she won't find out because she's blocked me literally everywhere.
She'll find out from somebody. You think you're going to be the last one that she has this type of interaction with? If she's just getting started in this foray into trying to become a spokesperson for something and doing it online and doing it on a visual platform, regardless of whether it's forever on YouTube or it dissipates on another platform, it doesn't matter. This is going to be part of her career into that, because it's not just going to suddenly click. I'm guessing that this is going to be how she operates from here on forward, and I doubt that's going to change anytime in the future.
Yep.
All right. So anything else on that? No. All right.